Hey Virgo, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot for your spiritual growth and personal healing. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader, my darlings, and this is your love reading for the month of September. We're going to draw cards with specific messages for you, looking at the overall energy and focus for this month, what or who you could encounter, and your love lesson or love potential for the month of September. The readings so far have been absolutely beautiful. It looks like September is a time for peak experiences when it comes to love. I mean, we're talking soulmate energies, we're talking commitments, we're talking loves of life, a love of a lifetime. You know, so I mean, I'm hoping that we get a repeat here or a similar message for you guys, because all the readings I've done so far are really showing that energy. So if you are dating somebody or in a relationship with somebody of a different sign, I definitely recommend you go and obviously check out the playlist and look at their energy too, their reading too. So my darling, okay, I've shuffled and meditated already. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera just so you can see me do it, and then we'll get started on your reading, okay? Okay, my darling. Now, I've said in all my readings, I'm not looking at the base card, but we'll look at the bit. I've referred to it every single time, so I'll that as well with you guys too. Similar theme for the earth signs. It's seemingly that we're walking away from, releasing, purging, healing from previous negative emotional experiences when it comes to love and relationships. And love can be family as well as friendships, as opposed to intimate relationships. But we are healing from that. We are healing from the hurts, the betrayals, and this is what this is showing us. It's showing us that this is something you're overcoming, that you're aware of. Remember that threes are related to your third chakra, which is your solar plexus, which is about self-actualization, self-expression, okay? And when we have the sword energy and the three of swords, it's about understanding how this betrayal, these situations, these circumstances have affected you, have manifested themselves in your life. So this is about, what this is, even without looking at any cards, this is already suggesting soulmate stuff coming up, potentially meeting somebody new this month, because it's always when we meet someone new potentially, or we deepen a commitment, which is, there's been a lot of that as well. There's marriage proposals and also it's going on this time. It makes us confront these type of energies for ourselves so that we can, as I said, release, overcome and purge. So we've got some clarifying cards here and here. These two, I'll know as the reading goes on, because obviously I read intuitively. I'll know when they need to be, which cards that they relate to. And obviously these are clarifiers for there. This card here is the overall energy or focus this month when it comes to love for you guys in September, and that is new energy coming in. Okay, so we have the eight of, I'm laughing to myself and I'll tell you why in a second. We have the eight of wands. Now eights are karmic numbers, cycles that we are in, that we are approaching. So in this instance with the eight of wand energy is ki or chi, the life or life force, the thing that animates us. So when you feel excited, when you feel driven, motivated, that you're feeling is that you feel physically, that's the feeling of ki or chi or the wand energy. And eights, as I said, are about karmic cycles. So when we have the Eight of Wands, it means there's new energy coming into your life, new feelings coming into your life. Now, that could be because of a new love. It could be messages. It could be contacts, communication with somebody online, a new person, or with your current partner, lots of talking. But the reason I was laughing is because I'll tell you what has come into my mind today, specifically when I was doing my meditations before I started your readings. Synchronicities. And I'm laughing to myself because I was like, before I was even shuffling the cards, before I'd even turned on the camera, I'm like, synchronicities are going to be important. And every time I looked at the clock or did it was 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4 or whatever. So you might be experiencing levels or forms of synchronicities this month. I'm going to do a post about that actually I started writing it yesterday. I'm going to put a post about synchronicities, number sequences, etc. Their meanings, just a brief one. I'll put that on my Instagram, my Facebook, so you can, if you've been seeing repeating numbers, blah, 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 you can read it and have a bit more detail. But what this shows is that there's new energy coming into your life this month when it comes to love. So this is what I'm talking about. The purging of this type of energy, this type of situation is happening. Now we come here. What or who you could encounter in the month when it comes to love, okay? And we've got here. So if it's a person, it could be an earth sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And if it's a what, it's a decision, isn't it? This is you making a decision, wanting to make a decision, trying to make a decision. In fact, it's not that actually. It's almost a refusal to engage in a decision. It's almost as if knowing that what you want to do, knowing that you want to go for it, for example, but refusing to accept it, refusing to go for it. This is why I always say with the sword energy, what we say and think and what we allow ourselves to say and think. Because the sword energy is all about our awareness, and our awareness is all about our acceptance of our experience. So you might feel a huge amount of love for somebody, or a huge amount of attraction to somebody, or a huge amount of abhorrence for somebody. But if you don't acknowledge it to yourself, if you don't allow yourself to admit it, that you hate your job, that you hate your partner, whatever, I know that's a strong word, but you know what I'm saying. If you don't allow yourself to admit it, then we keep ourselves blindfolded and we stop ourselves from making decisions. It's interesting because twos are all of, I've just been saying about synchronicities. Twos are all about commitments, and commitment, it's basically in this energy, we're committed to a way of thinking, committed to a way of thinking about a situation, about a person, about relationships, about our relationship, about dating, whatever it is for you as an individual. I'm always going to be on my own. No one's ever going to want me, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not blah, 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 as if it's insignificant, but there's lots of different things that we could be thinking, or that you guys could be thinking. There's a commitment here and a refusal to see past it. But we have this energy, this focus for the month is about new energy, influx, healing from. So let's see where you're coming from. So what's been the thing, this is clarifier, what's been the thing then that's been stopping you, that's been holding you back? Apart from this, which we all have these impediments, these things that hurt us and restrict us in our lives. When it comes to romance and intimacy, what is it specifically as you come into September that you or have been facing? And we've got this work, so you could, I suppose I could say the same. I'm busy working, I've been busy working. But this could be working on you, working on yourself, working on this healing, working on trying to get yourself feeling better, understanding that in order to be successful, secure, and have a compassionate, empathetic, beautiful relationship that you want and that we deserve, you've got to work on yourself. People are scared to be by themselves, but being by yourself, I don't understand how you can know who you are if you don't ever spend any time by yourself. I don't understand. I'm not saying that you can't be. I'm saying that in my mind, in me, who I am, I don't understand how that can be. But that's obviously your life is your choice. You do what you're doing. But there's an element here of trying to, for some of you, Virgos, have been trying to work on yourself. You've been trying to make yourself feel better, looking after yourself, going to the gym or eating better or meditating potentially, or just looking after yourself, self-care, putting energy and effort, because it's 8, remember, a new cycle. So this is a cycle of putting energy and effort, because it's Pentacles energy, in order to manifest security for yourself, in order to feel secure in yourself, in order to have security in your life. That's where your focus has been. And now, wow, look at that. Now it's time for new, you know, Virgo. Let me just have a drink of water. Wow, Virgo. Now it's time for new, you know. You know what that means, don't you? New emotional beginning. So we're getting this influx of energy. We're coming. You've done the work. You've done the work, Virgo. You have done the work. And it's time for a new emotional beginning. We have this influx of energy. So the universe is winking at you in September. The universe is showing you 111s, 222s, butterflies, the music, the whatever, the dreams. The universe is sending you these messages. And these messages are meant to wake you up, are meant to say, right, no, it's time now. Okay, Virgo, you've done the work. Now it's time for the new emotional beginning. It's time now. It's time. The universe is trying to give you that information now. And look at that beautiful, powerful energy. This is a new emotional beginning. This could be as well this could be the actual meeting of somebody. That love at first sight, that spark, that attraction that we have, those overwhelming magnetic feelings that we have towards somebody new when we meet them, etc. For those people that are in relationships and have been working on your relationships, that's therefore a renewal still again. Okay, this is how do I know this? Don't ask me how I know it, but these are going to clarify it. One of these is clarifying this. This card here in this position is your love potential. Like, before I just look at it, I want to find out which one. I think it's both, actually. That happened yesterday, and I said, I think it's both, you know. I said, sometimes I feel different. I said, I think it's both. And I turned this one over, and it was 1. Then I turned that one over, it was 3. And I said, oh, do you know what? All we need now is that for being 2. And it was. I was like, oh my God. So it was funny. I can't remember. I think it might have been, I can't remember Scorpio. I can't remember. It was funny, though. Anyway, so, love potential. This is it. Oh my God. I get nervous, you know. So we've got the 5 of love potential, love lesson for the month of September. So this is you questioning it, doubting it, Virgo. And this is, again, something that you need to change. 5s are about change. And 5 comes from within. It's a process that begins from within. So this is about a change of perspective. A change of perspective. And it's something that you are fighting. We know you're fighting a change of perspective because you're committed to this way of thinking. I don't need a relationship. I can be single forever. No, I can't trust no man. I can't trust no woman. Whatever it is your blah, blah, blah in your mind. But let's have a look at these 2 clarifying cards that we've got here. So we've got the 10. This is something that you need to release and let go of. You've been stuck in this way of thinking, and it's one that needs to change. And it's time for a new emotional beginning. You've done the work on working on that. You've done the work on working on that. But you're still thinking of yourself in the same place, and you're not in that same place that you were at the end of that last relationship, or after the divorce, or after that abusive relationship that you were in, or you're not in that same place now. You are in a different place. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to distract yourself from it. You're trying to distract something is coming in. It's new energy coming in the form of a new person. Something is coming in towards you in the month of September. And for you, you're wanting to not look at it, you're wanting to not shift, you're wanting to not move, and I can see we've all been hurt, and you've been hurt, Virgo. We've all been hurt. It could be by your current partner, and you know the current partner is trying it. The person that you've been with for a while, is trying to get you to forgive them. Is trying to, for whatever reason, I don't know, trying to get you to forgive them, trying to get you to, you know, say to you, look, I'm committed to you, and you're just like not buying it. But you need to buy it. You're distracting yourself from it, you're denying it, and the universe is saying it is actually time for a new emotional beginning. But let's have a look at this card here. Look, it's time for change. It's time for change. And the Wheel of Fortune talks of change. The Wheel of Fortune talks of you're not being forced to change, but this energy is saying it's time to move on now. It is time to move on. And this is luck as well. It also brings luck. Now, the 10 of Wands, again, it's the end of this. Forget pretending, forget distracting yourself, forget working hard so that you don't have to be in the home and talk to your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, or forget doing this so you're saying to your friends, well, I can't date anyone because I'm too busy. Listen, That's just what you're telling yourself. That's what this card means. This card means you're just telling yourself that. You're just telling yourself that you can't, that you've not got the time, that you've not got the energy. You're just telling yourself you can't. And it's these attitudes and energies that need to change. You need to realize and recognize that the reason you've been doing this to yourself is because you felt betrayed and you felt vulnerable. You need to acknowledge that to yourself, admit that to yourself. Because it's time for a new emotional beginning. It's time for these peak experiences to have. You can enjoy them. You can engage with them as well, just as much as the rest of the zodiac, and just as much as everybody else. But whether or not you choose to do that, I mean, it's kind of your choice, but not, because the universe is like the Wheel of Fortune is here, so it's definitely bringing in change. So I feel as if it's going to be some sort of meeting of. You may potentially meet someone if you're single, or you may potentially have a very honest conversation with your partner who you've not been in on good terms with this year or whatever, the last few months, because it's like it's time now to put this stuff to bed and to move on from it. You know, it's time for some new energy. It's time for a new relationship potentially, and because really those things are helping you to confront this, helping you to understand the impact that this has had on you, that this past betrayal has had on you. That's what this represents. You've got to understand the impact that these past betrayals have had on you. So if you get faced with the perfect person, this is probably going to be lovers. If you get faced with the perfect person this month, or the perfect situation in your relationship this month, and you still feel defensive and you still feel like you don't believe, that it's right, that's where the red flag should go for yourself, where you should be saying, okay, listen, why am I still feeling like that? Even though she's apologized, even though he's apologized, even though I've seen the work that he's done to gain my forgiveness. Or why am I still feeling like I don't want to be with someone, even though I am in a better place now? I feel better about myself. I've been working hard on myself. Why am I staying now? I'm staying where I'm at. I'm staying single. I'm not accepting that date. Why am I doing it? This is your challenge, so this might tell us why. Hierophant. I mean, you've got another number 5, so the challenge is this new way of structuring your life, of living your life. I mean, I say about the Hierophant, you can live your rules. This is what the Hierophant tells us. You can live your life or somebody else's. You can live by your rules or somebody else's, and these are somebody else's rules. These are somebody else's rules. This is the learned behavior that you had. You were hurt in the past. You were betrayed in the past. And that betrayal, no matter how many years ago it was, dictates now the things that you do. And some of you don't even realise it. Some of you don't even realise how restrictive that has become. Some of you were like, listen, I know that all men are cheaters, so why am I going to go back? Nah, man, I'm going to stay by myself. Some of you are like, listen, yeah, he's apologised, but I don't ever trust him. So listen, yeah, we're still married, we're still together, but I ain't ever letting him close to me again like I did before. That's the stuff that you learned because of that past betrayal, because your mum and dad got divorced, or whatever it was for you as an individual. And that's what it is. You can live your life or somebody else's. We always know, because it's number 5, but the Hierophant, there's something that needs to change. Look where it's, but beneath this card, this is what needs to change. This refusal, this commitment to a way of thinking, even though you have been in a place where you've been working on yourself, you've been working on your self-esteem, you've been working on your compassion for yourself, your honesty with yourself. You've been working on that this year. I feel like since March. I don't know why, but I feel like since March. Why then are you still allowing yourself to be dictated to by things that happened previously, when you've actually actively put work, energy and effort into overcoming them, and yet you still allow these things to restrict your behaviour? You can live your life or somebody else's. You live in somebody else's life if you still don't recognise the impact that this has on you. If you still refuse to acknowledge that change is not necessary. Change is necessary. Change is necessary. The universe is giving you, and the universe is telling you that in synchronicity, as I said, in synchronistic ways. So by numbers, so you might be seeing the number 555, for example, or 123, which is progress, or 234, which is progress. Flip it. What am I talking about? Synchronicities. So step numbers, sequence numbers like that mean progress, movement. The steps that you need to take in order to achieve something, in order to gain something. For you guys, it's about overcoming this, making the changes necessary to have this new emotional beginning. So let's have a look at this advice. Okay, how can you achieve balance? And this is the clarifier. Look, you've got to be truthful with yourself. That's what you've got to be truthful with. You've got 2 aces, mate. You've got 2 aces. You've got to be truthful with yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself about this. You know, you've got 1, 2, 3. Again, I mean, I've talk about synchronicities. Literally, the universe is literally going like this, knocking on your subconscious, and I will be doing it for the whole month. You'll hear that same song playing, or you'll keep seeing those butterflies, or those ladybirds. Ladybirds are symbols of love symbols, or whatever it is for you that you understand as a symbol from your universe, your guide. You know what I mean, like feathers or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You will see those things and hear those things, and you'll keep passing the same person on the tube every day, and that person keeps looking at you and smiling at you, and you keep looking at them and smiling at them, and you're not going to say anything. Why are you not going to say anything? It's time to move on. Because it's time for you to be honest about yourself. Okay, I was so hurt by that and betrayed by that and let down by that, and it's affected me in this way. It's made me feel insecure. It's made me feel as though other people will do it. It's made me feel vulnerable. Just because that's how it's made you feel or think doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. But if you believe that as fact, some of you believe it as fact, that because it's happened before, it's going to happen again. You believe that to be fact. And it's not fact. That's anxiety. That's what it is. It's anxiety. It's learned behaviour, and you must unlearn it. You've got to be truthful and honest with yourself. The aces indicate new starts, new beginnings, but also self-mastery. You know, like the and self-actualization, like the magician. You know, bringing things into fruition by yourself. You've got to be able to be honest with yourself about what it is you want, and you've also got to, once you understand that truth, you've got to stay true to it. You've got to stay connected to it, which is what this card represents for us, the 7 of Wands. This is about standing up for yourself, and when we talk about standing up for yourself, your truth or somebody else's, this is somebody else's, this is yours. This is the learned behaviour, this is yours. This is learned behaviour, this is yours truth. So what is your truth? This is what you've got to stay committed to. You can't, how many times have I said this over the last month? Do not go to your grave not knowing who you are. Why is there parts of yourself that you don't want to admit? It's you, it's your head, it's your body, it's your brain. I can't see into your head. No one, believe it or not, no one else can see into your mind. So why can't you admit to yourself how you feel, that you feel vulnerable, and that your vulnerability affects your actions? And it's just bravado, the whole, I work too hard to date, I'm too good to forgive. No, that's just bravado that you tell yourself. That's this stuff. And that's the stuff that needs to change. Because you just created that person and that persona for yourself because you were hurt. Because you feel vulnerable. Do you know what? We all feel vulnerable. But what you need to do is to admit that to yourself and to acknowledge that to yourself. That's the truth that you need to live by. Not this stuff. No, I haven't got time to date. I haven't got time to forgive. I ain't ever going to forgive. All men are, I'm going to swear, bastards. All women are cheaters. No. It's time to move on from that way of thinking. And it's feeling like that this new energy coming in is potentially new love. There's potential for new love. And I feel like some of you are going to just be like, you're going to stick in that old way of thinking and say, no, not for me. Well, the next time it'll be Tower that you see, the universe will go, listen, you're not listening. You missed that karma. Now it's time for a harder hitting one. Yeah? It's time to release. It's time to release this stuff, release this way of thinking, and actually be truthful and honest with yourself and live your life. Recognizing the impact that, yes, negatives that past betrayals have had on you, but it's also time to embrace new opportunities and to create them for yourself by being honest with yourself, because there's a potential for new emotional beginnings here, and there's potential for new love here. Okay, but you just have to be honest with yourself about how vulnerable you felt and how betrayed you felt and how stupid you felt. Just be honest with you. Be honest with yourself about it. You don't have to go around telling me or telling anyone. Just be honest with you. I felt stupid. I felt like an idiot that I trusted that person, that I let that person do that to me. I felt like an idiot. Say it to yourself. Don't pretend like, oh yeah, that person's just an idiot. Yeah. Allow yourself to admit that you felt stupid. We all feel stupid at times. You've got to allow yourself to admit it, because it's that allows you to move forward and to embrace these new opportunities for love that are seemingly entering your life in the month of September. Okay, my darling Virgos, I hope you liked that reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, okay? You can subscribe as well. Don't forget to check out your bi-weekly intuitive healing reading up until the 12th of September. I will be having a week off next week, and I'll be uploading new content the following week, looking just at the general energies and looking at how you can interact with those energies to best benefit your spiritual growth and development. Okay, my darlings, feel free to share this video on your Instagram, your WhatsApp, your Facebook. Follow Kiva Siro on Instagram and on Facebook, as I said, for the additional content that I will be putting out. Thank you so much for being here, my fabulous Virgos. Have a wonderful September, and I'll see you all again very soon with your brand new reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.